John Henry is now in talks over the £1 billion FSG deal, which will have a major impact on Liverpool's takeover. US investment firm RedBird Capital Partners is exploring an option to increase its stake in Liverpool's owners Fenway Sports Group. According to the Daily Mail, preliminary talks are allegedly underway between RedBird and John Henry's group about a potential deal. The investment firm paid £533 million for an 11% stake in FSG in 2021. This means they indirectly buy a minority stake in the Merseyside outfit. They are now considering increasing their holdings of the Reds. This could ultimately lead to a £1 billion cash injection for Henry and his friends. This allows Liverpool to retain majority ownership. According to the Mail, a source close to the firm said, there is a growing feeling that FSG is not interested in selling Liverpool and is increasingly attracted to the idea of selling another minority stake. A 20% sale of FSG could generate £1 billion, said. With bids expected from Manchester United next week, FSG is also watching with interest the sale of Manchester United. If United sells for £7 billion, Liverpool's market value could increase significantly. This move will ultimately have a major impact on Liverpool's takeover prospects. To the liking of the Qatar Investment Authority, these parties preferred to take a controlling stake in the club. The FSG is reluctant to confirm this. It prefers to sell a minority stake instead, so they can protect the general property. However, with RedBird's investment, Henry will not need to sell a large portion of the club, because the firm's investment would provide them with a financial support of £1 billion. This would give RedBird an indirect stake in Liverpool and allow FSG to retain controlling ownership of the club. As a result, these current owners will remain in power, which means it will probably make very little difference for Liverpool. Unfortunately, it's a worrying possibility. Fans were expecting a takeover, with many opting for a full takeover. So they will be reluctant to see the FSG stay in control thanks to RedBird. The importance of the takeover is certainly reflected in Liverpool's transfer policy. While Chelsea spent $400 million in January, Liverpool were only able to make the Cody Gakpo move and didn't sign anyone into the deep void in the midfield. With Klopp's leadership of the team, although significant successes have been achieved in recent years, which have been chasing the summit in recent years, satisfactory moves in the transfer have not come. Therefore, the complete sale of the club was a move expected by the fans. With this investment, this situation may be shelved. However, this investment move is very important for the staff that will undergo revision next summer. Liverpool are likely to add high-cost stars to their squad, and with this investment, they can achieve that. Liverpool want to sign Marcus Thuram. According to Spanish news sources, Liverpool are among the clubs that want to sign Marcus Thuram in the summer. However, Liverpool is not alone in this race. Premier League giants Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur are among the clubs that want to sign the player. The 25-year-old player has been linked to the transition to the Premier League for several months. Many believed he would be on the move in January after entering the final 6 months of his contract with Borussia Mönchengladbach. However, nothing happened. It will be available on a free transfer during the summer, and its options are not limited. Clubs from England, Spain, and Italy are reportedly looking to sign him. Marcus Thuram will definitely be a wanted man at the end of the season. Stamped as an outstanding player, the French player has scored 13 goals and provided 4 assists in 19 games for Gladbach since the start of this campaign. Although he didn't start a single game in the entire competition, he also had several assists at the World Cup. Thuram is almost certain to be on the move this summer, and the report claims 6 clubs are looking to sign him. Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, and Inter Milan are clubs that want to sign the player. It was also claimed that many more suitors are expected to join the race, with reports in January revealing that Newcastle, Chelsea, and Manchester United are also interested in their services. However, Thuram wants to join a club in the Champions League. With that being the case, it seems almost certain that Arsenal and Inter Milan will qualify. However, the position of Liverpool, Tottenham, and Juventus is not certain, which could give others a competitive advantage. Thuram is a really interesting option for many clubs in Europe. The 25-year-old can play anywhere in the front three and has a good knack for scoring as his numbers show. Arsenal, Tottenham and Liverpool strengthened their offence by bringing Leandro Trossard, Arnaud Danjuma and Cody Gakpo respectively in the January transfer. It will be interesting to see if any of these make a move for Thuram in the summer. From a Liverpool perspective, Firmino's contract will expire in the summer and there are serious doubts about Mohamed Salah's future. Liverpool adopts a policy of signing players who can play many positions and take on different roles to the offensive line. Marcus Thuram is a name with these characteristics. In addition, he is only 26 years old and can be transferred free of charge, which makes him very attractive. It seems quite logical for the Reds to make a free transfer to the offensive line, allocating most of their transfer budget for the midfield in the summer and expected to make big moves in this region. However, players who will definitely leave the team will play an important role in this transfer. Leeds has asked to sign the 22-year-old player, but Klopp doesn't want him sold. Leeds United are one of the few Premier League teams to ask Liverpool to sign Curtis Jones. Jones' departure is not being discussed as a serious possibility, as some of his Liverpool roster may be sold this summer. Rating his chances of leaving the club as 3 out of 10, Goal claims Jürgen Klopp still sees a long-term future for Jones at Anfield. However, this reportedly does not prevent investigations from coming. Leeds and Aston Villa are said to have shown interest in the 22-year-old before, among others. Liverpool still seem prepared to reject any interest. The sale of Jones is allegedly unlikely. Scouser's self-made status is said to be something that works in his favour here. Even so, there is a suggestion that a good offer could potentially lure Liverpool into the sale. If concrete offers come this summer for Jones, it will certainly be hard for Liverpool to say no. Of course the Reds need midfielders, we all know that. But there are big question marks as to whether the academy product is good enough for what Liverpool wants from him. The Reds will have to think about it if Leeds or anyone else pays a decent wage for him. Jones didn't progress as well as he'd hoped in his early years on the first-team roster. He's certainly been unlucky with injuries, but he can't blame them all on forced absences. Jones was often given chances by Jürgen Klopp when he was in shape. While he was occasionally impressed, it wasn't really enough. He is now 22 years old and no longer a junior on the roster. If there isn't any significant improvement from now until the end of the season, it may be approaching the last chance haul. You'd think Klopp, who is known to be loyal to his players, would be willing to give him a little more time. But in the summer of remake, don't overlook Jones getting chops. Of course, in order for Liverpool to overhaul the team, they need to sell and earn money. It may not be right to send a promising player, but if his replacement is younger and has more potential, it makes sense.